Hey guys, welcome to your video. Today I will show you my climb up to C3 RTA from C1. You will watch my losses and my wins, and well, I will try to explain how this clip works and what the pick order is for this particular clip. And guys, I always first pick a shear, and then if I have the turn 2 and the opponent didn't pick a shear, then I go a shear and Jamire all of the time, and then I decide what to pick after that. You may find other ways of doing this, but I think this one is the most accurate one, especially if the opponent went for a blue pick, as Lulu for instance, which is one of the most first picked units during this special league. So you will still have a wind damage dealer to deal with the Lulu on Jamire, and you will have a neutral damage dealer with your shear. So I think those two picks are very good. And of course, the glance from Jamire is very important and will come in clutch even if you don't have a tableau. So guys, as you can see, what we do here, the attack order will be for the full team to move and then Tableau to give them another turn. Then they move, then Jamire uses his third skill, allowing Tableau to give us yet another turn, and by that time something from the opponent team should be dead or at least about to die. And then you will be facing the opponent in a matter of 4 versus 2 units, I think, most of the time. And yeah, from there actually, you will be able to win most of the fights unless something really bad happens, or unless the opponent has a superior draft to yours, or if the opponent outspeeds you, which can happen as well. But we have a very high base speed unit as a shear to grant us turn 1, and the rest of our team is tuned to that speed boosting from a shear. So yeah, even though my shear is not that fast, guys, I will show you the runes at the end of the fight, at the end of the video, sorry. And guys, yeah, the first one I lost to a Kinky and a Harmonia, which are really bad things to face with this team. And well, you know guys, some people tries to outspeed you, some people tries to tank you, and yeah, if I had to choose between banning that like thing that prevents everything from happening and banning Triana, I want to ban Triana, because you know, we can actually deal with that, because that unit doesn't provide a heal. And yeah, we can one-shot that thing, and now we can get rid of the rest of the team without many problems. We will be facing an Odin and we will be facing a Fran. However, that Odin will be out of his first life, so yeah, we should win this without any problems at all, guys. Now guys, I go for first pick a shear, as I always do, and the opponent has a very interesting draft, so my second and third picks are mostly ever the Kali and Jamire, because you know, Kali is amazing for this team, amazing. She can one-shot, she can bring the speed buff and the attack buff, which are very important for your Jamire to deal increased damage, because Jamire should be runed as a nuker, guys. He should deal tons of damage and he should be on violent runes, and he should be faster than Tableau, which is sort of possible to achieve because of his very high base speed. So don't worry about that and build your Jamire as hard hitting as you can, because you will rely on him, and he will be that extra damage that your team needs in order to kill the opponent. And guys, this fight is the perfect example of the changes that I made that allowed me to win almost every match after this one. Because guys, here I will be outsped. Yes, I will be outsped. Even though I have higher base speed and the same speed leader, I was outsped. And why is that? Well, that was because my Bernard was not on a fast swift set, he was on a damage swift set, so he was about 300 speed only. So he was on 70 something, 77 crit rate I think, and high crit damage, so he dealt a ton of damage. However, Bernard should be built on crit damage, but he should be fast. he should be the fastest unit on your team actually, because if you are actually going to pick Bernard, it is because the opponent is trying to outspeed you. So most of the times, guys, here people don't want to outspeed you. They give up the speed contest once they see a shear, because you know, when you have a shear and you have speed leaders, it's very hard for the opponent to actually try to outspeed you, because you know, it's sort of futile since there aren't many units that can actually outspeed a shear with high speed runes. My shear doesn't have those runes. However, people think it may do, so you know, they give up the speed contest once they see the shear, and perhaps when they see the speed leader from the Jamire, you know. But in the case they do, because they are running as speed cleave as my previous fight, well, then in that particular case, having a Bernard, which is very fast, will be better than having a hard-hitting Bernard. And I found out that I had more fights that where the opponent actually wanted to speed me and I could use the speed from Bernard than fights where I will need the damage from Bernard. But you should try to give Bernard damage as well. You will see mine, he's on a very low crit rate base, but he has crit damage, and of course he has some accuracy because landing the defense rates will be key in some fights. So that's it, guys. That's my best advice for this particular team, because you know, you actually need that. And if you watch my previous fight, I barely won to that Miho because of the 89% crit rate that I have on Jamire, and sometimes you can crit all the time against Mihos and sometimes you can miss crit. You know, I would rather have 100% crit rate on Jamire actually, but my runes don't allow for that, and if I want to keep him dealing tons of damage, so yeah, I decided to go 89% crit rate, but the crit rate on my tableau is very low. However, in one of my next fights, guys, you will see how a Miho can destroy you, even when you have the coin toss. You know, when having 33% crit rate, you have a 48% chance of critting a Miho, and my tableau will be critting Miho twice, most of the time, and well, she will actually kill my full team. Well, you know, what can you do? Now here, guys, I have to choose between banning Leo and banning Miho, and I actually ban Leo because that's actually the most annoying unit that I have to face. The second most annoying one will be an Antares. Antares will be really bad to face, and if we were to face one, then we will need to kill that Antares as soon as we can. That's why we ruined my Mina. My Mina is on a very high crit damage build on a rage set, so she deals a ton of damage, as you can see. But if you can build her on pylon runes, then she will be amazing too. Also, landing the stance with Tableau is very important for your team, and even though it's very little, the sustain that the shear provides is very good too, and the speed buff will allow us to take much more turns than the opponents. So this team all in all is amazing, and against this Miho, I could have landed the stance with Mina, which I did not. I could have landed the stun with Tableau, which I did not. I got stunned with Tableau. Now I did land the stun, and now she's about to die. And now it's a coin toss, you know? I went for that, I crit twice. And I wanted to stun her again, which I could not. So yeah, maybe I should have gone for the first kill, but I don't know if I will have been able to kill her with both strikes, you know? So if the first one didn't crit and the second one crit, then it would have been futile, and I had the chance to stun her and heal block her. But yeah, and my Jamire is on 89% crit rate, but guys, sometimes you're meant to lose, so you lose. That's it, that's how RNG works. Now for the last pick of the team, you know, here I saw the Khaki and I went for a Shear and for Kali, and you know, as the last pick, I always go for a unit that can actually counter most of the units of the opponent team, so that the opponent has to either leave that unit or leave that unit or ban it and face my 3 turns in a row, you know, because, you know, I take 1 turn, then Tableau with every unit, then Tableau gives me another turn, then Jamire provides my 3rd skill again on every unit, and Tableau gives me the 3rd turn. So yeah, that's really nice. And of course, try to rune Talon Violent runes. The Violent runes can come in clutch. So, and guys, the last unit that you pick should be also tuned to your tableau. For instance, as you can see, I always pick Mina as a last pick, Kaki, or even Shimite, and all of those units are faster than my tableau by very little, but they are faster than my tableau because I want this team to have the 3-turn synergy. And this cliff having 3 turns, you know, that's awesome. That's amazing. So many things depend on you. So that's great. And even though I would love to have more runes, and guys, one thing that I want to tell you, even though the highest efficiency for a slot 2 rune with speed will be to have all of attack percent, defense percent, and HP percent, even though that will be the max efficiency, having a triple roll on crit rate on slot 2 or a quad roll on crit rate, that, guys, is even better in my opinion for a ton of situations. Guys, if I had more 20% crit rate runes on slot 2 with speed slot 2 runes with 20% or more crit rate for a swift set, for instance, this will be much easier to build, guys, because I will be able to give my Bernard more damage. And yeah, I know that will not be as efficient, but it will still be very efficient, especially if you can enchant some of the percent substats, you know, for instance 11% HP, and yeah, you will have a very tanky unit and you will still deal damage. So crit rate percent as a substat on your slot 2 speed runes, I think that's clutch and that's amazing, and that's one thing that you will need and that will come in handy for building a ton of hard hitting units. So yeah, I wanted to tell you guys that because I think sometimes people misunderstand the efficiency of a rune. Sometimes the overall efficiency is not what actually matters, especially if you are not a top player, you know. And here, guys, I lost a speed fight again, and this was the one that actually made me change my Bernard from the crit damage on 300 speed build into the 320 something speed build with only 50% crit rate. And yeah, I didn't want to go through that again, guys. And so yeah, here my Bernard should move before my Ashir. That means that this was the first fight with my Bernard on the 300 speed build. So yeah, guys, that's it. And sorry, I thought that the fight against that Brazilian guy at the beginning of the video was the one, but that one gave me an idea, and this last fight confirmed that if I had my Bernard on the 320 speed build, then I would have won both of those. At least that's what I think. If the opponent had a even faster swift set, a swift set with plus 220 speed, well, I know I had those as well. And if you dedicate them to the units that act as a booster only, then yeah, that can work. However, you know, not a lot of people has the ability to have a plus 220 to 25 speed set in order to outspeed a Bernard. So yeah. And this fight, guys, this fight has actually three of my nemesis. The Wind Pony is really bad to fight against, and of course the Kinky is really bad to fight against, and he's paired up with a Miho. So I need crazy RNG, and guys, I will get crazy RNG. Spoiler alert, I will get crazy RNG here. But the invincibility from Kali is very good, and of course the nerf on Kinky was very important here. Because, you know, I can hit him with the speed and attack buff, which are very important. Which Kali is amazing, guys, for this team because of those. The synergy with Jamire is crazy. but here having really good luck was super important. And now guys, I will show you how to kill a Miho with the Kali. Here we are, cross attack, and boom, that's it. So having a little bit of accuracy on your Kali can come in clutch against a Miho, or that Miho could have soloed me if I failed to land that dot. So here goes my Speed Bernard, and now we will actually need to kill a ton of those units fast, and we don't have Tableau to enable many turns, so what can we do? Well, I will buff invincibility, I will try to, I knew I will kill the Mina, so that's it, and now we depend on the on that pony not taking a million turns. So here comes the pony. And my Yashir is almost dead. Now she can try to stun my Kali again. And there she goes again. So guys, sometimes you can't win. Yeah, I had violent runes too, and the procs were to the opponent's side. So sometimes RNG smiles on you, and sometimes she does very nasty things to you. So we're moving on to the next fight. In the first pick of Lulu, you have seen that a lot of times, and we are at the 1300s right now. And you know, the picks and bans are almost the same all the time, but here I know that I can actually kill Daphnes, so I have to get rid of Daphnes soon. And now I went for the Fairy Queen because I wanted to test how tanky she was, and because, you know, my Jamire will most likely glance on the Bison, but they don't have a stripper, so my Kali's second skill will actually go for the Bison and most likely kill him. So that's something that happens a lot, guys. You get rid of the 2 damage dealers and then you're facing Lulu and something else, and you know, the opponent just gives up, because even though we have very few sustain, Ashir provides sustain. So yeah, they don't even have the chance of dealing tons of damage, or actually damage us little by little and winning. And of course, when you're facing that kind of Fairy King, it's always important to have invincibility on your Kali, and well, this time I got stunned, doesn't matter, because I have the reset from my Jamire, and of course the reset from the Fairy King doesn't actually affect my Jamire as well. Those things are very important to consider, guys. Jamire is a very good unit, providing speed lead and providing a ton of damage based on speed and attack, so the synergy between Jamire and Kali is great. And now here, guys, we have to try something new, we have to actually counter them, and thanks to me being really fast, this guy couldn't outspeed me. And once I get rid of the Kali, now I can actually have a 2-on-4 fight, and he decided to go for 1 skill, and he glanced twice on my Shimite, which was very lucky of mine, because of the glancing debuff on him. So I think if he went for the 3rd skill, actually the 2nd skill of Kaki, sorry, he could have killed something here, and it would have made things much more difficult for me. But yeah, we won. And now we're facing a very nasty comp. Of course, Kinky, and Kinky all of the time, Kinky and the pony. And guys, you should play around the pony. You should watch carefully the attack bars of the opponents and decide if you actually need to buff speed or not, because you know, sometimes during your first turn you can actually strip something and then apply some detrimental effects that you have on your team. So you don't need the speed buff most of the time, and the only unit that actually benefits from the speed buff will be your Jamire and the damage of your Jamire. However, that doesn't actually compensate losing 1 attack from your Ashir, and of course you will get the speed buff from Tableau next turn as well. But yeah, next turn you won't be able to attack. That's a choice you will make out of experience, guys. Sometimes you will do it, sometimes you won't. And yeah, now we are facing King in 4-1, and this will have been a very dangerous position 1 month ago, but now he was nerfed, so he actually is not that big of a threat. Even though RNG can happen, now I was lucky enough to land the defense break with Tableau, which means that I can actually hit him, okay? I can actually hit him without him countering me, and at least with my Jamar. And yeah, now with this I can take a few turns and destroy the Kinky. One more attack from Jamar and we're done. Guys, that's how we climbed up to C3, and of course it was done during the clutch rush hour, actually the 72 rush hours. So yeah, we are C3, so we don't need to actually keep playing. And since I'm getting a COVID vaccine today, I don't think I will be able to play much tomorrow, because they say that you actually get some mild COVID symptoms due to that. So that's pretty much it for today, guys, and for this RTA preseason, so special league. So guys, I hope you like this, and if you have any questions about the game, let me know in the comment section. I will be very happy to reply. Please leave your comments, tell me what you think about this kind of special league cliff. And I really think this cliff could have taken me to G1 if I had played more, but yeah, I played very few matches, so yeah, 27 wins and 9 losses. That's my win-lose record, 75% win rate. That was very nice, very clean climb, and I learned some things, and I would have loved to play more, but I'm kind of giving up on that because of how time-consuming RTA can be. So maybe next RTA season, after I completely reruined my units because I destroyed my main units in order to build this cliff, and well, maybe I can rebuild my previous comp, the one that has single target trippers and nukers, and maybe try to climb up to G1, or at least touch G1 during the season and buy some little wings. And yeah, guys, thank you very much again for watching this, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye bye. Oh, and I forgot to tell you guys, I built a grid damage Kabila. So yeah, thank you again, and see you in the next one. Bye bye.